Someone posted that on Twitter, and my first thought was, well, I enjoy both NBA and NFL playoffs equally. But this year was a little bit different. I'm a 49ers fan, but the lack of talent at the quarterback position, you have Patrick Mahomes, who is like here, and then you have everybody else who's way lower. You can say, well, there's Lamar Jackson, and I love Lamar, but he hasn't proven that he can win the big game in the playoffs. He usually struggles in the playoffs. Whereas in the NBA, you have multiple champions competing at it. Quarterback is by far the most important position. Whereas in NBA, all five positions can have an equal impact on the game. I mean, look at the NFL playoffs versus the NBA playoffs. Look at the Cavs versus the Mavericks. You have Kawhi, Harden, Terrence Mann, Paul George, Russell Westbrook versus Kyrie Irving, a champion, Luka Doncic, Tim Hardaway. You got a head coach who's both head coaches have won championships. One as a coach, one as a player. You got the Lakers versus Nuggets rematch. Even though they got swept last year, all four games are close. You have a championship players on the Lakers like LeBron James. You got Anthony Davis versus the reigning champions. You got players like KD on a great team with Booker versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, an up and coming team. And I didn't even mention the Eastern Conference. Yeah, I just talked all West. You got Miami, who I know Jimmy Butler's injured, but they made a run off of the eighth seed, and now they blew out the Kings today. I mean, the Bulls today without Jimmy. So they're back in the playoffs. So, yes, I do feel like the NBA playoffs is way more exciting this year than the NFL playoffs were. Like, what I mentioned earlier about how the NFL may or may not have elite talent at the quarterback position other than Patrick Mahomes. Lamar is pretty good too, but then I don't feel Josh Allen is at the same level, even though the media hypes him up like he is. Joe Burrow is arguably on that Patrick Mahomes, not Patrick Mahomes level, but maybe with Lamar Jackson level, but he was injured last year, so maybe that's why I wasn't that excited. And my team, like all the fans, are super excited about Brock Purdy saying he's elite. I just don't see that elite level in Brock Purdy. He had such a stacked team and he couldn't make the big throw in the Super Bowl when it mattered most. Whereas in the NBA, you have finals MVPs facing each other. You have finals MVPs facing other dominant players. I didn't even mention Joel Embiid in the East. He's back. Just a lot of great teams competing in the East. I'm really excited for the playoffs this year. Even though my team, the Golden State Warriors, is out, you kind of get to watch it without any stress because your team already lost. You already felt the pain of your team losing and the dynasty might be over.